Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your bonus reading. This is going to be a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, having to do with those of you who are in a disconnected position within a relationship where you guys are not together anymore. We're going to find out if they're missing you. So we're going to pull a Black Moon Tarot, crowning energy, okay, to start. And then we'll pull some advice and wisdom of the Oracle. Ninth house. Ninth house is you, Sag. Okay. That's you. That's the house of Sagittarius. Okay, and let's pull your advice, wisdom of the Oracle. And then we'll pull some right away to kind of get the story of what happened in the past, where things are now, what obstacles might be there or were there, and then outcome energy. And we'll pull qualifying energies as we go along. If it becomes really obvious to me, I'm going to pull a yes no card at the end. If it becomes really obvious to me that they are missing you, then we're going to ask a more pointed question like, what are the chances of you guys getting back together? Like, would you get back together or not here? Okay, the advice here is milk and honey. Okay, milk and honey. Let me just bring these a little closer together. Okay, also I don't have those candles lit. Let me just light the candles. So, ninth house of faith. So, Sag, this is telling me that the person you were with is in a very, very, very pensive state. This is like, first of all, very pensive about you, because this is the house that, deals with you. But this is about obstacles being lifted. Yeah, I mean, I like this. And, this is ruled by the planet of Jupiter, which is the planet of openness and luck and expansion. So I'm getting that your partner is very much in this place of not only tapping into their higher consciousness, they're actually getting very philosophical, some of them even getting very religious regarding you, regarding your relationship, what's gone on, really looking at the bigger picture, because this really is about not just thinking about the here and now. It's very expansive. That's what I'm saying. It's like religion, it's philosophy. And this is also the energy of anything that's esoteric. So hello, tarot reading, right? This is very much having to do with them really understanding and tapping into this otherness to try to understand what took place with you guys. And this is them thinking in the very broadest of terms, really, this ninth house. Very broad terms, not just for today, not just what, what happened just, when we had the argument or when we broke up. This is thinking about the whole thing, all the way back to the beginning, the evolution of everything, why you think the way you do, why you react the way you do, why they do. And this is them thinking in very, very broad terms. And while this is a good space that they're in, it's a very pensive state. It's a very them really tapping into this higher consciousness, but needing space when they do it. In other words, they need the mental allowance to really work through things. Some of them on a very mundane level might be traveling, going on a trip right now, but I'm getting it's like this traveling in their own mind, really getting to the core and the depth of why you're each the way you are in the relationship. And, and in doing so, there's this inherent disconnect that's going to be involved with this. So if you're in this space where you may be waiting for your partner to come back, this energy just indicates like they're in a space of really thinking things through, but this is a necessary disconnect, a necessary timeout. This is very necessary for them. And in turn, it would ultimately, it's really is meant to serve their higher good. But if you guys were to ever reconnect, their position in your relationship would be a lot healthier. Because, when it comes to this house and love, it really is one of the two of you really needing freedom. So getting that because we're doing this regarding your partner, and this is your partner's energy, your partner needs to feel a sense of freedom right now. or they're responding to your need, your request for freedom. But either way, this does indicate that the commitment is not going to happen right now. And let's see what comes out as far as other cards go in the reading to see if there will be any sort of revisiting. And let's take a look at the milk and honey advice. I really like this card. In and of itself, it's about sensuality and connection and passion, very passionate romance between two people. So within the context of this, what I'm getting is that, first of all, your partner's very attracted to you. And they're very attracted to you on a lot of levels. But at the same time, there's this very definitive sense of unease that they're feeling. And it's like this nameless unease that's compelling them, that compelled them to not continue in the relationship. Now, I'm sure we're going to get more messages when we go through the spread, but right now, the advice for them is that they honor this uneasiness that they're feeling, but that they not self-medicate, because I am getting that a lot of them are self-medicating. Like they're turning to pleasures and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on here in their mind. And they don't want to do that, because any satisfaction that they end up feeling is only going to be fleeting, and they're going to end up feeling not only more exhausted, but they're going to end up feeling worse than they did before and even more confused about you. So some of you might be finding out that your ex is involving themselves in some sort of like escapades or some sort of irresponsible behavior. And, you know, the advice for them here is don't do that, but to acknowledge the unease, feel into it, sit into the unease, figure out why they need to figure out why things went the way they did. You know, they need to practice extreme self-care in this energy to really be able to find closure for what was in your relationship. Because I am getting very strong, before we even pull any cards, that whatever was going on in your relationship, whatever the ultimate ending was, it needed to be done as it was. So if there's going to be any reconnection here, it really needs to be done slowly and from ground zero. Because I am getting, like, this is a very, I'm getting a very deep hurt. Now, before anybody comes after me in the reading, in the comments rather, I do want to preface this. This is how they're feeling. It doesn't mean it's true. It's how they're feeling. This is a very subjective energy I'm feeling here. Because I know, listen, when it comes to relationship readings, as anyone, you know, in the tarot world, even astrology, we really want to deliver the messages that we're getting. We understand it's very, very difficult to hear certain messages. And that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this so that you can first and foremost acknowledge, is the person that you separated from missing you? And then to find out maybe some answers as to why things went the way they did, and to rethink if maybe there is a possibility of reconnecting. And you must care about the reconnection a little bit, otherwise you wouldn't click on the video, right? Because the opposite of love is indifference. You wouldn't care enough to actually even get that answer, right? So what I'm getting here, though, is that there is a deep hurt on their end. Whether you feel like they have the right to feel hurt or not is a totally separate video, kind of. But I am getting that they feel hurt, and they're feeling very in their head about it, because this was a big, deep thing. Big, deep thing. Now, I'm not getting anything beyond that. I'm not getting anybody cheated on anybody. I'm not getting any of that yet. So let's see what the cards say. Okay, and we'll pull clarifiers as we go along. You know, and you guys will know if this is resonating with you. You'll recognize the messages, and it'll make sense. And if it doesn't, I'm so sorry. Hopefully I'll get you next time. Not everything can resonate each time. We do the best we can. Yeah. Okay, and this is all, guys, this is all for growth, right? It's all for growth. Not to make anybody sad. Okay, temperance. Okay, so this is the past. Temperance and the Hierophant reversed. Interesting. Okay. Sag, so I'm getting that your partner, your ex-partner rather, the person that we're dealing with in this reading, was in a very weird space when you guys met, and you helped pull them out of it. I like the outcome. Yes. Okay. I don't mind that the love is a reverse. That doesn't bother me. All right. So let's go. Let's get some. And we'll pull the yes-no card at the end. So this is the past. Okay. So this is telling me that when you and your partner first met, they were in a really weird space regarding relationships. I feel like they had a little bit of a history in their life having to do with unfair situations. Maybe they were cheated on. Maybe they were, they had very unjust things happen, and they were working with somebody who was not willing to work with them. And this made them very gun shy about getting back into a relationship. The Hierophant reverse really does challenge. Okay, first of all, whoever you're dealing with, whether they seem it to you or not, they are very, very spiritual, and whatever that means to them. Just the fact that we have the Faith card and we have the Hierophant on the table, even in the reverse, this tells me that they got lost. They were going down the wrong road, and then you guys met, and you know, there was this ability to finally feel understood. They finally felt like they had somebody in you who was willing to blend who they were, who you were together, and really try to make a relationship work. The Temperance is a beautiful card. It's about strength, and it's about at least having the ingredients to be strong. Think about what the word tempering means, right? It's what we do to steel to make it really strong. We just keep hitting steel. The more you hit steel, the stronger it becomes. So if you think about it like the obstacles that you guys went through, so I'm getting that you guys went through so much. Your partner had been through a lot, and then you guys went through so much together. You really did. But what happened here is that where they once felt very connected with you, so on a soul level, very spiritually, where they felt like they were finally with somebody who totally got them, issues started coming up in your relationship that made them feel very disconnected from you, that made them start questioning your value system, their value system, how you each frame reality, and how you frame reality together as a couple. And this became a really big issue for them, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to pull more cards on that, but I actually want to go to the present first, because what we have here is the Six of Swords. Six of Swords in the reverse tells me that this is them leaving the situation as it was, the relationship as it was. They're gone in their mind, okay? They've already left the situation in their mind because they feel that justice was not being served. They felt like they were being disrespected, or somehow something was done where they believed a situation needed to be righted and it wasn't. And the scales were just very uneven. Now, this could be as simple as the way you guys did relationships. Maybe they felt that they were giving a lot more than you were. This could just be their feeling. It doesn't mean it's real, right? Anything that would feed into this idea of things not being just and making them want to leave, like them feeling, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Gotta go. I gotta go. That's what this is. Doesn't mean they're not disappointed. It doesn't mean they're not hurt. It just means that there's a certain level of acceptance. But when we have the Six of Swords reversed, what it also does say is that even though they left in body and they're leaving, they're not totally done, because it's in the reverse. There's still a couple of toes left in the past here. And there's still this desire to see things righted. They feel like something was done like karmically wrong to them. You know, this is definitely what I'm feeling, is whoever you're dealing with is a very, someone who very, very much values morality. And Sag, I have to tell you, your archetype, Sagittarius, say what you want about a Sagittarius. Are they the bachelors and bachelorettes of the zodiac? Yes, but they're also very honest. Is it really hard to keep you guys in one place? Yes, it is. You always have a backpack on. You're always ready to travel. Your bag's always at the door. But it's not to escape things so much as you just want to experience life. But one thing about Sagittarians is you guys have a very strong moral compass. And you're not looking to hurt anybody. You're really not. If you hurt people, it's not because you have intention. It's because they can't keep up with you, or, you're just maybe not the same kind of people or whatever, but there's never malice. You guys, really, out of the whole zodiac, you have probably the strongest, if not one of the top two strongest moral compasses. So I could see you might even be dealing with another Sagittarius, is what I'm getting here. But just this idea of, I want fairness. You might be dealing with a Libra, but, I want fairness and higher consciousness involved in this. But let's get some information about what happened here, at least from their perspective. Okay, Nine of Swords reverse. Right, this is a 3 a.m. card. It's the card of anxiety. It's the card of... usually in relationship readings, it has mostly to do with things that they're trying to process and they're feeling anxious about internally. And a lot of times it's things that aren't even fully based in reality, though, guys, with the 9 of Swords. It's the what ifs, and it's the focusing on the past, and it's hyper-focusing in a very worried way to the future. And what ends up happening in all of that are these false narratives are created in the head, where, they're keeping themselves up worrying about things that they really shouldn't be worrying about. Yeah, Four of Cups. Four of Cups indicates there's disappointment here and disillusionment. They felt disappointed about something in your relationship, and they established, this is what I call the checklist card, where, they established in their mind, okay, if they don't start doing this, that, and the other thing, I just can't stay in this. There's just no way. Am I ever going to be happy with anyone? I really thought this person was the one. Why is this happening again? It's this very... not only is there disappointment here, but there's also a little bit of the blame game here as well, because Four of Cups is also saying that they want A, B, and C, because they honestly believe that they know exactly what healthy love looks like, healthy communication looks like. But what they don't understand is with the Four of Cups is, no, they really don't. They're nursing wounds from their past that aren't healed yet, but they're not looking at this. And until they do that, they're not going to be able to understand healthy love, healthy communication. And I am getting, though, Sag, that they were blaming you. They were blaming you for it. They wanted to give you a chance. The Wheel of Fortune is the Wheel of Fate. This is the karmic wheel. So the fact that we also have Temperance and the Justice, this is all about, the Justice card is about, again, karmic redressing. And this is them focusing on, them feeling that they were somehow being wronged, and them focusing on having things righted in their minds. Yeah. And they wanted you to come in and say, listen, I'm really sorry. I haven't been as supportive as I should have been. I haven't been as giving as I should have been in this area or that area. And meanwhile, Sag, I am getting that you really did not agree with their take on things. This is about you guys being on different pages, you guys having different needs, having this love for each other for sure, but for whatever reason, you guys weren't completely on the same page with things. Because Pentacles isn't only about money, it's about being able to be connected to each other and be supportive of each other in a very real way. And I get that your partner really wanted this with you. Your partner wants this Wheel of Fate to be redressed. They want to feel better in this, but they felt like you weren't understanding them. And I'm getting that there was a situation where, just as simple as that, your belief systems were just not in alignment. And you're going to know if that's resonating with you or not. Because I'm not getting right now, like in the past, I'm not getting that anyone cheated on anybody. I'm not getting that. So if that's your story, then this isn't your reading. Challenges of the Nine of Wands. So look at him, poor guy. He looks a little beat up there, right? But what are nines? Nines are attainment. Nines are working really, really hard to get to just work out what the hell is going on. And the fact that it's reversed just tells me there is a great deal of confusion right now in your partner, which explains to me why we got the ninth house of faith. They're just really trying to figure things out. They're really trying right now to understand the best way forward for themselves. You know, the King of Wands is about somebody who knows how to go in and take control and understand, you know, what to do. There is this element of single-mindedness with the King of Wands, which can be an issue for some people, but at the same time, there's a stability about them. So I am getting that your partner is very much in a space right now where they're really trying to become stable in their own, within themselves. Really, this is about, because the milk and honey in the ninth house, to me, these are very deeply personal spaces. They're just really trying to work on themselves right now, is what I'm getting. The outcome, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel with the Queen of Swords upright, we have Pentacles, which is, you know, resources, anything tangible in the real world, really good emotional health, really beautiful connection, anything that brings you guys together and helps you have a life. And the fact that it's being given to you by the right hand of God, and it's this beautiful ace energy, which is all about newness. This is new. This is a new foundation. This is new, and it's like, here's this little beautiful archway that's just like the path goes off into your new life together. And the Queen of Swords indicates that ideas and rationale and ways of approaching the relationship are going to be done from a higher level of consciousness than before. There's going to be a lot of beautiful epiphanies had, but your partner needs the space to come to these epiphanies. They need the space to think things through. These are beautiful, beautiful outcome energies. I love it that we have the Queen of Swords, and then I love that we have the Queen of Pentacles. Because this is about just being there for each other. The Queen is a very partnership-oriented energy, right? It's not male or female, right? It's this partnering, it's this nurturing. And since the Pentacles are about connection and about what holds us together and solid resources and figuring it out together, this is beautiful. Now, the fact that we got the Lovers reversed, to me, makes total sense, because even in the upright, this is Archangel Raphael looking down on the couple to bless them. But notice the couple, they're not holding hands yet, running off into the sunset, doing fa la la. They're not doing that yet. They still have the cloud in between the two of them. And the cloud always represents obstacles and struggles in life, right? So the ideal of the Lovers, first of all, isn't only about, you know, intimate relationships. This could have to do with family and really good friends as well. But it's this meeting of the minds. It's two minds, you know, functioning as one, but needing to go through a lot of obstacles. But in the fact that it's reverse, this just tells me that you guys are not in that space of doing that yet. But once you guys establish this Queen of Swords energy, where you guys are really starting to have healthier, higher conscious communication, higher level communication, really tapping into your empathy, hearing each other for real. Sag, you guys have to listen to each other if this is going to work. You guys have to listen to each other. There's no space for ego here. Now, if this is a situation where they want more of a commitment than you're willing to give them, or you want more of a commitment than they're willing to give you, this is where you guys need to figure out if that's an obstacle that you can get past. I think not, but you have free will. But if you both have the willingness for the commitment, I absolutely think this can work. I don't think the Lovers reverse in this context means anyone's being deceitful of anyone at all. I just think there's a lot of fear in this. And it's an understanding that you guys have to work through things together as a couple in a very practical way, because it's with that Queen of Pentacles energy. A very practical way. Lots of communication has to happen. Because when they're upright, lots of beautiful communication is happening. They're seeing eye to eye. They're coming closer and closer. they're there already. You guys need to work on getting there. And that makes sense if you haven't been together, you know? I think that's very healthy because there's this understanding that, you know what, we haven't been communicating the way we should have been. You know, maybe I haven't been communicating, you haven't been communicating, like for whatever reason. We have to really look at our stuff and figure out. And then figure out, do you think it's worth pursuing at that point? But I want to pull an energy, please, if we can have a message. I actually am going to pull 2 cards, okay? I'm going to pull 2 cards. I haven't done this for any of the other signs because I just want to confirm that they're missing you. And then I want to see if it's possible, if you guys are going to work it out, okay? So, first energy for the missing Sagittarius. First card of the missing Sagittarius. Second card, can this relationship work out? This relationship work out? Okay. I feel like I have to cut. Cut. I'm not honoring reversals on this, by the way, so let's see what comes up. 4 of Wands. That's beautiful. They miss you. Yes. That's a big yes card. 4 of Wands. Did I say 4 of Wands? 4 of Pentacles. I meant 4 of Wands. Whatever I said. 4 of Wands. It's beautiful. Okay. All right. So that's great. Now let's see if you guys, if you get back together, is it going to work out? Is it going to work out? Okay. Page of Wands wanted to pop out, and that's another yes card. Yes. Okay. So I have to tell you the feeling I'm getting, though. It's going to be hard work. Okay. It's definitely going to be hard work. I do feel that. So, just be mindful of that. Lots of communication. I feel like you're with somebody who's really quite sensitive, but a very beautiful soul nonetheless. I have to tell you, I'm getting this very pensive, introspective, strong faith, strong understanding of really wanting to understand themselves, wanting to understand you even better. Yeah. Okay, Sag, that is what I have for you. I'll see you guys next time when we do the September reads. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.